When driving at night, you should dim your headlights when 1. The other vehicle's headlights are dimmed. 2. Approaching an intersection. 3. Meeting or following another vehicle. The answer is 3. Meeting or following another vehicle. You should dim, lower, your headlights when you are within 500 feet of an approaching vehicle so as not to blind the driver. You behind are following closely, within 200 feet, another vehicle. You are driving in rain, fog, snow, or smoke. Your vision is reduced to less than 200 feet. The hands-free GA law pertains to which of the following? 1. Older drivers. 2. Drivers under the age of 21. 3. Drivers over the age of 21. 4. All drivers regardless of age. The answer is 4. All drivers regardless of age. Georgia has a hands-free law that mandates that drivers are not allowed to hold or support a phone for any reason. A phone can only be used with headphones, a wireless device, phone holder or mounted device. Penalties are fines and points added to your driving record increasing for each conviction. Georgia's move-over law requires drivers to 1. Stay in the right lane if driving a tractor-trailer. 2. Move vehicles out of the lanes of traffic following a crash. 3. Move over at least one lane away from an emergency vehicle that is stationary, or if unable to move over, slow down below the speed limit. The answer is 3. Move over at least one lane away from an emergency vehicle that is stationary, or if unable to move over, slow down below the speed limit. In Georgia, this law requires motorists to move over to the next lane if safely possible. If unable to move over, then slow down below the speed limit and be prepared to stop. If you are involved in a crash, one of the immediate requirements is to 1. Render aid to the injured. 2. Notify the Secretary of State's office. 3. Notify your insurance agent. The answer is 1. Render aid to the injured. If you are involved in a crash, stop immediately in a safe place, notify the near law enforcement agency immediately if anyone is injured or killed, or if property damage exceeds $500, provide reasonable assistance to any person injured. What should you do when you see a flashing yellow traffic signal at the next intersection? 1. Come to a complete stop before proceeding. 2. Speed up before the light changes to red. 3. Slow down and proceed with caution. The answer is 3. Slow down and proceed with caution. A flashing yellow arrow means you may turn left after yielding to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. Oncoming traffic still has the green light. Where does the licensed driver riding with a permit holder need to ride in the vehicle? 1. In the back seat directly behind the driver. 2. In the front passenger seat. 3. Anywhere they choose. The answer is 2. In the front passenger seat. Conditions of a Class C instructional permit, CP. Once issued a Class C instructional permit, CP, you may operate any Class C vehicle when accompanied by a person at least 21 years of age who is licensed to drive a Class C vehicle, who is fit and capable of exercising control over the vehicle, and who is occupying a seat beside the driver. You are driving behind a motorcycle and want to pass. You must 1. Blow your horn to make the motorcycle move onto the shoulder so that you can pass. 2. Stay in the right lane as much as possible, because the motorcycle is small and doesn't use all of the lane. 3. Have your vehicle entirely into the left lane before and during the pass. The answer is 3. Have your vehicle entirely into the left lane before and during the pass. All children ages 8 up to 18 are required to ride. 1. Secured in a safety belt or child safety seat. 2. In the front seat of the vehicle. 3. In the back seat of the vehicle. The answer is 1. Secured in a safety belt or child safety seat. Driving requires your full attention. 1. True. 2. False. The answer is 1. True. Drivers must pay full attention to the task of driving and avoid non-driving activities that could be distracting. It is more dangerous to drive at night than in daytime, because 1. Your reaction time is slower at night. 2. The road is more slippery at night. 3. You cannot see as far ahead at night. The answer is 3. You cannot see as far ahead at night. Because of decreased vision at night and the glare of oncoming headlights, night driving presents its own unique challenges. Unfamiliar roads and unexpected situations are more likely to cause hazardous driving conditions. A double yellow line in the center of a highway means 1. Passing is prohibited. 2. You are approaching a dangerous intersection. 3. Passing is permitted when safe to do so. The answer is 1. Passing is prohibited. No passing lines. Double yellow lines indicates it is not safe for passing in either direction. You have allowed the wheels of your vehicle to run off the edge of the pavement. You should 1. Release the gas pedal and turn the front wheel slightly to the left to edge the car back on the pavement. 2. Hold the steering wheel firmly, release the gas pedal, and gently apply the brakes. 3. Apply the brakes and turn the front wheel sharply to the left. The answer is 2. Hold the steering wheel firmly, release the gas pedal, and gently apply the brakes. If a driver is convicted of violating the hands-free GA law, they will 1. Pay a fine of at least $50. 2. Accumulate at least 1 point on their license. 3. All of the answers. The answer is 3. All of the answers. Georgia has a hands-free law that mandates that drivers are not allowed to hold or support a phone for any reason. Penalties: first conviction, 1 point and fine not more than $50. Second conviction, 2 points and fine not more than $100. Third or more convictions, 3 points and fine nor more than $150. What does this road sign mean? 1. Always stop. 2. Be ready to merge with traffic entering your lane. 3. Divided highway ahead. The answer is 2. Be ready to merge with traffic entering your lane. Traffic merging from the right. Prepare to allow traffic to safely merge. Does Georgia law require you to stop before turning right on a red light? 1. Yes. You must come to full stop and yield to all vehicles and pedestrians on the cross street. 2. No. You must only yield to vehicles on your right. 3. No. You treat it as a yield sign. The answer is 1. Yes. You must come to full stop and yield to all vehicles and pedestrians on the cross street. Turning right at a red traffic signal before turning right on red, drivers must come to a full and complete stop before the crosswalk. Do not block the crosswalk when waiting to make a right turn at a red light. A flashing yellow light at an intersection means 1. Continue through the intersection quickly. 2. Stop, check traffic, and proceed with caution. 3. Slow down and proceed with caution. The answer is 3. Slow down and proceed with caution. A yellow flashing light means you must slow down and exercise caution before proceeding through the intersection. When entering an expressway, your car's speed should 1. Be faster than expressway traffic. 2. Be adjusted to the speed of the traffic on the expressway. 3. Be slower than the traffic on the expressway. The answer is 2. Be adjusted to the speed of the traffic on the expressway. When entering an expressway, you should adjust your speed to match the traffic on the expressway. You can do this in the acceleration lane, which is the lane next to the main road. In heavy fog. 1. Use your low beam lights. 2. Use your parking lights and emergency flashers. 3. Use your high beam lights. The answer is 1. Use your low beam lights. You should dim, lower, your headlights when you are driving in rain, fog, snow, or smoke. If, while driving, a tire suddenly blows out, you should 1. Grasp the steering wheel firmly and take your foot off the accelerator. 2. Pump the brakes rapidly. 3. Brake hard and steer toward the right edge of the roadway. The answer is 1. Grasp the steering wheel firmly and take your foot off the accelerator. Apply brakes lightly if necessary and safe to do so. Grasp the steering wheel firmly and take your foot off the accelerator to allow the vehicle to roll to a top. Do not move to the shoulder of the road until the car has slowed greatly. You are stopped at an intersection and the traffic light changes to green. You should 1. Wait until the car next to you starts ahead. 2. Proceed immediately so you do not hold up the traffic behind you. 3. Go ahead only after you are sure that all cross traffic and pedestrians have cleared the intersection. The answer is 3. Go ahead only after you are sure that all cross traffic and pedestrians have cleared the intersection. If you are convicted of operating a vehicle while under the influence alcohol or drugs. 1. You will be permitted to drive only in emergencies. 2. Your privilege to drive will be suspended. 3. You will be permitted to drive during daylight hours only. The answer is 2. Your privilege to drive will be suspended. Penalties for driving under the influence of intoxicants are severe, with fines up to $1,000, jail sentences up to 12 months, and mandatory suspension of your driving privileges. Georgia law requires you to yield to all highway maintenance vehicles and workers in a construction zone. 1. True. 2. False. The answer is 1. True. Yield to all highway maintenance vehicles and workers in a construction zone. What does this road sign mean? 1. You must turn right. 2. No right turn permitted. 3. Right turn permitted on red light. The answer is 2. No right turn permitted. You cannot make a right turn at this intersection. A school bus with its flashing red signals on is stopped on a non-divided highway. You must 1. Stop until the signal lights are no longer flashing and all passengers have cleared the roadway. 2. Stop when approaching from the rear only. 3. Slow down when approaching from the front, and proceed with caution. The answer is 1. Stop until the signal lights are no longer flashing and all passengers have cleared the roadway. Once the flashing lights have turned red and the stop signs have extended from the side of the school bus, it is unlawful for any vehicle to pass the stopped school bus while it is loading or unloading passengers. When approaching an intersection for a left turn, you should approach the intersection. 1. By cutting into the left lane immediately before the intersection. 2. As near as possible to the right-hand curb. 3. In the far left lane or center, turning, lane. The answer is 3. In the far left lane or center, turning, lane. The Department of Driver Services is required by law to suspend the driving privileges of an individual for a conviction of the following offenses. 1. Hit and run or leaving the scene of a crash. 2. Superspeeder. 3. Improper exhaust. The answer is 1. Hit and run or leaving the scene of a crash. The department will suspend the driving privileges of an individual in this non-conviction situation: hit and run or leaving the scene of a crash. When driving at night, you may use your parking lights instead of headlights. 1. True. 2. False. The answer is 2. False. No, it is not safe to use parking lights instead of headlights while driving at night. Parking lights are designed to make your car visible when parked, not to illuminate the road. The Georgia Move Over law requires motorists to 1. Move to the next lane if safely possible. 2. Move into the median. 3. Stop alongside the officer. The answer is 1. Move to the next lane if safely possible. The Georgia Move Over law requires drivers to move over one lane when possible if an emergency vehicle with flashing lights is parked on the shoulder of the highway. And if traffic is too heavy to move over safely, the law requires drivers to slow down below the posted speed limit instead and to be prepared to stop. The Georgia Implied Consent Law means 1. You must sign a statement that you will not drive a motor vehicle after drinking more than 3 drinks. 2. You are required to submit to tests of your blood, breath, urine or other bodily substances to determine if you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol. 3. You consent to have a blood sample taken if an officer stops you for driving recklessly. The answer is 2. You are required to submit to tests of your blood, breath, urine or other bodily substances to determine if you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol. What signal should you give before changing lanes in traffic? 1. Left or right turn signal, depending on whether you wish to change left or right. 2. Stop signal, hand and arm down. 3. No signal is needed if the lane is open ahead. The answer is 1. Left or right turn signal, depending on whether you wish to change left or right. Use turn signals. Be sure to activate your right or left thumb signal to indicate that you are changing lanes before you begin the maneuver. When driving into fog, you should 1. Use your parking lights. 2. Use your high beam headlights. 3. Use your low beam headlights. The answer is 3. Use your low beam headlights. Make your vehicle visible to others both ahead of you and behind you by using your low beam headlights, since this means your tail lights will also be on. Use fog lights if you have them. Never use your high beam lights. What does this road sign mean? 1. Slippery when wet. 2. Winding road. 3. Loose gravel. The answer is 1. Slippery when wet. Roadway is slippery when wet. Remember, the first half hour of rain is most hazardous. When approaching an intersection where a yield sign has been placed facing you, you must 1. Stop, regardless of time or place. 2. Give right of way to all vehicles. 3. Come to a full stop, look in both directions, and then proceed. The answer is 2. Give right of way to all vehicles. You must slow down to a speed that is reasonable for existing conditions and stop if necessary. If you must stop, do so at a marked stop line, if it exists. After slowing or stopping, you must yield the right of way to other vehicles in the intersection or approaching closely on another roadway or auxiliary road leading into a major highway. A person commits the offense of aggressive driving when he or she 1. Is the passenger in a motor vehicle where the driver has the intent to annoy, harass, molest, intimidate, injure or obstruct another person. 2. Operates any motor vehicle with the intent to annoy, harass, molest, intimidate, injure or obstruct another person. 3. Operates any motor vehicle with the intent to help someone else. The answer is 2. Operates any motor vehicle with the intent to annoy, harass, molest, intimidate, injure or obstruct another person. If you have to stop on the shoulder of a freeway because of an emergency, you should 1. Activate your hazard lights, raise the hood to indicate difficulty. 2. Stand behind your car to warn traffic that you have stopped. 3. Get out of your car and walk for help. The answer is 1. Activate your hazard lights, raise the hood to indicate difficulty. If it is necessary to stop, raise the hood and activate your hazard lights to indicate difficulty. Don't walk along the expressway in search of help. If the signal light changes from green to yellow as you enter the intersection, you should 1. Stop and back up past the crosswalk. 2. Slow down and exercise caution before proceeding through the intersection. 3. Speed up to clear the intersection. The answer is 2. Slow down and exercise caution before proceeding through the intersection. What does this road sign mean? 1. Directional sign for children. 2. School zone ahead. 3. Playground area ahead. The answer is 2. School zone ahead. Pentagon-shaped signs mean you are approaching a school zone and a school crossing. These signs can sometimes be fluorescent green in color. Bicyclists should use their arms to signal to other motorists when they are going to make a turn, or when they are slowing or stopping. 1. False. 2. True. The answer is 2. True. A solid yellow line on your right side of the center line means 1. Reduce speed. 2. Traffic light ahead. 3. Do not pass. The answer is 3. Do not pass. Solid yellow lines on two-lane roads indicate zones where passing is prohibited. When is it legal to back up on an expressway? 1. Never. 2. If you go past your exit. 3. In an emergency. The answer is 1. Never. Don't back up. Driving in reverse on an expressway is prohibited under any circumstances. At a railroad crossing, where the crossing gates have been lowered. 1. You may go around the gates, if you do not see a train coming. 2. You must stop and remain stopped until the gates are raised and all tracks are cleared. 3. You must stop first, and then you may proceed around the gates if you don't see a train coming. The answer is 2. You must stop and remain stopped until the gates are raised and all tracks are cleared. Under no circumstances should a motorist drive through, around or under any crossing gate while the gate is lowered. After stopping, remain stopped until all tracks are clear, all railroad crossing warning signals stop flashing, the crossing gates are raised, and it is safe to proceed. When does the law require your headlights to be turned on? 1. From 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. 2. When you see other drivers with their headlights on. 3. Half hour after sunset to half hour before sunrise. Or during other periods of low visibility. The answer is 3. Half hour after sunset to half hour before sunrise. Or during other periods of low visibility. You must use your headlights between 1/2 hour after sunset to 1/2 hour before sunrise, at any time when it is raining, or when visibility is limited. Without exception, never drive a vehicle through, around, or under any railroad gate or barrier. 1. False. 2. True. The answer is 2. True. Before moving your vehicle into traffic from a parked position, you should 1. Signal other traffic and then pull out into the street. 2. Signal and proceed when it is safe. 3. Sound your horn and pull from the curb slowly. The answer is 2. Signal and proceed when it is safe. Check around your vehicle for hazards or approaching traffic, including bicyclists and pedestrians. Give the proper signal and move cautiously into the stream of traffic. Who is responsible for littering from a motor vehicle? 1. The occupants of the vehicle. 2. The driver of the vehicle. 3. The property owner. The answer is 2. The driver of the vehicle. Georgia's litter control law classifies littering as damage to property. A conviction under this law is considered a misdemeanor in Georgia. Persons convicted of this law may be assessed a fine up to $1,000 and a 12-month jail term. In addition, if convicted of littering, a judge could order the convicted person to pick up and remove litter from any designated area. What should you do when you approach a flashing red light? 1. Slow down. 2. Continue with caution. 3. Stop. The answer is 3. Stop. Flashing red signals. This requires drivers to come to a full stop, and proceed when pedestrians have cleared the crosswalk. The signal will then go dark until activated again by a pedestrian. The hands-free GA law makes it illegal to do the following while operating a motor vehicle in GA. 1. Watch, record, or broadcast a video or movie. 2. Physically hold or support any wireless device. 3. Write, send, or read an email or text. 4. All of the answers. The answer is 4. All of the answers. The distance it takes you to stop your vehicle depends on 1. Reaction of the driver, vehicle condition, wind direction, and road conditions. 2. Road condition, but not your speed. 3. The number of vehicles in front of you. The answer is 1. Reaction of the driver, vehicle condition, wind direction, and road conditions. Actual stopping distance can depend on the following factors in addition to vehicle speed: mental and physical reaction of the driver, type and condition of the pavement, kind of tires and tread composition, chassis, frame, design, type of brakes, condition, and balance of brakes, and wind direction and velocity. What does this road sign mean? 1. Falling rocks. 2. Trucks use second gear. 3. Steep hill. The answer is 3. Steep hill. Steep hill ahead. Slow down and be ready to shift to lower gear to control speed and protect brakes from damage. The shoulder belt should be worn behind your back or under your arm. 1. False. 2. True. The answer is 1. False. No, the shoulder belt should not be worn behind your back or under your arm. It should be worn across your chest and lower hips. Please let me know if you want more videos like this one. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel.